All right, we're doing some first weekend PDI here after our 16th, 17th, 18th big dance seminar for the winter break, and just giving some PDI keys here. Okay, so first things first is first thing I put in your notes. Number one, when you're doing the PDI, so there's the coaching calls and the first weekend appointment sales. So when people call them the homemaker, it's closing deals. When people call afterwards, it's their coaching calls. They're both pretty important. One's you're helping them close deals. That's the objective. Afterwards, if you're not going to close the deal, you handle the coaching and the coaching call. First thing about coaching calls, okay, is that very, very little tips in their first weekend. Eventually, coaching calls should develop into, people. Eventually, coaching calls should develop into people like there is more coaching. You're helping them out with their problems. So, like, hey, you need to create a problem more. You need to build up more value. You're really coaching them in their sales. First weekend, they've already gotten way too much information. They don't need specific help. You just need to reaffirm the basics with them. Okay, so the first thing that the really kind of audit you should do after every coaching call is going through the 4 keys, which who knows what those are. We teach in training. I say, hey, if you forget everything else we teach in this training, you only do these 4 things, you're going to go out and have at least these attitudes.
Read the manual.
Follow the manual.
Call him.
Call the office at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Got a lot of
food.
And enthusiasm, sales. Those are the 4 things that you're really checking in. So afterwards, someone has an appointment, has a no sale, or they have a sale. Those are the kind of the questions I'm asking. So, all right, first things first. Let's say a rep just got an appointment. Matt, maybe a role play here with me a little bit. Okay. So, all right, boom. Ring, ring, ring. Cool, or you call me, whatever, too. So, all right, Matt, nice, just got your first appointment here, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool. Tell me a little bit about it. How'd it go?
It was all right. They just said, it was a little too much for the price.
All right, cool. So it's a little bit too much for the price?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, first thing, you just finished your first appointment, right?
Yep.
How many recommendations did you get?
I actually got 7.
Okay. By the way, key here, whenever you ask every single call, always ask them how many recommendations they got. Never, did you get recommendations? It's how many recommendations did you get. If you ask them, did you get recommendations? It sets up an expectation that maybe they don't get recommendations sometimes. It's like, all right, cool, and how many recommendations did you get? Boom. So he had a no sale and he had 7 appointments. Immediately like, hey, nice work, man. You got your first 7 recommendations. By the way, did you do the pass back on that?
Yeah, I actually did.
You did do the pass back?
Yeah, I did.
Cool. How many did they write down the first time?
They actually worked on 6.
Cool. And then you passed back and got a 7th one?
Yeah.
Nice. So next time we'll work on getting you that first sponsor. But nice job following through to the recommendation approach the right way, getting your first 7, and then also, execute on that pass back. That's really going to help here. So first thing I'm going to do is I just want to see how they feel. Right? So I'm like, hey, Matt, well, now that you got your first appointment out of the way, do you have a little bit more confidence now that you got that first one out of the way?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little bit more familiar with the material now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Even after that first one, by the way, the first one's usually kind of rocky.
Yeah.
The second one will get a little bit better. By the 3rd, 4th, 5th one is when you're going to start developing a lot more confidence, at the actual presentation too. So, cool, man. Well, talk to me a little bit about the appointment. You said the customers like .go?
Yeah, they loved it.
Cool. Awesome. And what was the reaction when you were cutting out the rope and leather and stuff?
They were really surprised by how good it actually was.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you said they liked it. They just thought it was a little bit, too much to afford?
Yeah, it was just a little bit too much for their budget.
Cool, man. Well, I guess the first question I have for you is do you really believe that?
Yeah, I guess, they live in a smaller house. The kids go to school and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man, I feel that too. They lived at a home. You really think they couldn't afford, anything, like a veggie peeler, $40, a trimmer on a toupee, it's $40 a day, $40 next month?
Yeah, probably. Sure.
Yeah, so, here's the deal. They probably could have afforded it. You just got to help build up the value for them so they want to. But don't sweat it, man, because that's your first appointment. So literally getting the first one out of the way. I'd just say nice job. Well, let me ask you this. Number one, were you, following the manual?
Yeah, I was. I read it pretty much word for word.
Cool. Scale, 1 to 10. Would you say, 100% being, word for word, no deviations, 1 being, you didn't even read the thing? Where would you say you were at?
Probably a 9.
Cool. Awesome. So nice work. You're following the manual to a T. Tell me what kind of food were you cutting on the appointment?
I actually only brought a tomato.
Okay, cool. Well, did you cut the tomato up?
Yeah, I did with the trimmer.
Okay, trimmer, perfect. So you used the right knife with that one too. Yeah. Trimmer takes small slices. Here's some other things too that I can just tell you right off the bat. The more food that you cut, the more you're gonna sell on every single presentation that you're doing. So when's your next appointment?
It's actually tonight at 10.
Okay, perfect. So you got like an hour for that appointment?
Yeah.
All right, here's what you need to do. I need you to like run over like a Publix or a Sedano's and grab like a couple other small, like you don't need to go crazy with it. Grab a couple other small things. Grab some grapes, you know, some hot dog buns. And I'd bring those. You have more tomatoes?
Yeah, I have one more.
Okay, at least bring those ones so you can show the customers a little bit more variety. And then also don't be afraid to ask for some of the customers' food so you can cut some more food. Because the more food that you cut, the more you're going to what?
The more yourself.
Yeah, under every single time, man. And also, this next customer, who's this customer with?
This is actually my aunt and uncle.
Nice. Okay. And tell me a little bit about them. Are they married, obviously?
Yeah, they're married.
Cool. How old are they?
They're 36, 38.
Cool. So right in the target market. Are they homeowners?
Yeah, they actually own a pretty big house.
All right, dude. What do what do they do for a living?
My aunt's a nurse and my uncle's a doctor.
Do you know what? Do they cook at all?
I'm pretty sure they cook like 4 or 5 days a week.
Yeah, dude. What? That's your first homemaker at least, right there. What do you think you're gonna sell on that one?
I'm looking for signature.
Okay, so here's what I would say, by the way, too. And by the way, they probably would not say that for the first no sale,
Yeah,
right? But so anyway, so all right, here's the deal, man. That's actually a great. Would you say that's a pineapple customer?
Yeah, probably the top 3.
All right, so what do you need to get from Publix also?
Pineapple.
Yeah, I would definitely bring a pineapple. Invest the $2.50 to get into that appointment because that could be an easy signature set. If you cut a pineapple, I can pretty much guarantee you that you're going to sell at least a small set. You know, like at least the basic set on that appointment. How do you feel like were you having fun in the presentation? Do you feel like you were being pretty enthusiastic?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could have just maybe showed a little bit more emotion when I started talking about Coco.
Yeah, keep in mind, man, it's your facial expressions and your body language that's like really like your vocals and your tonality. Like that, telling is not selling. Yeah. You know, so you're someone that like, hey, you know, you're not as animated as some people are. So you got to really focus on those facial expressions, like when you're going through, you know, some of your presentations and make sure that you feel confident about it. But overall, I mean, you seem pretty excited, so just try to build up that enthusiasm. Last thing is, you know, calling the office. So I didn't even get a call from you from the actual homemaker set. Did you forget to do that?
Yeah, I actually did, man. I was just a little bit nervous.
Yeah. Did you see in the manual where it said like call office on page 9?
Yeah, I actually did.
All right, cool. And I know how it is. Sometimes I may be in the first one, sometimes you can just forget. But you really, like, next to appointment, you got to call in right where it says the homemaker set. Number one, because, like, if you're not doing that, you're not getting paid. Like, it's going to be a waste of time if you're doing appointments and not getting paid for them. So I got to make sure that you're, like, checking in from the appointment so we can kind of check them off, right, in our system. The second thing, though, man, is, like, a lot of times you're new on the job. So there's a lot of, like you said, they like Tucko, right?
They loved it, yeah. They really liked it.
And they would have used it too?
Yeah, probably.
It was just the price that was holding them back a little bit?
Yeah, it's a little bit too much.
Okay, so here's the deal. If you would have called us, we could have probably given you a slam deal on that price. You know, if we could have given them a kick-ass deal where they're paying a lot less money today, do you think they would have might been potentially a little more interested in it?
Yeah, they probably would have considered it a lot more.
Yeah, man, and even if it's not a basic set, we can help you get deals on the smaller options. So one thing you want to give us the homemaker says, so that way we can walk you through some of the smaller options because we didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time in training. Even if they don't buy anything, you're at least going to be learning a lot more. So by the time you get to your next appointment, you got a really kick-ass customer like you have the next one coming up, you're going to feel a lot more confident in it. Cool, man. So why don't you, when you get to the next appointment, right, make sure, again, pick up those foods, right? Send me a photo of maybe what foods you end up getting or what you end up picking up. And give me a call at what point in your presentation?
The homemaker part.
Homemaker set. So give me a call right then when you get to that appointment, and then we'll touch base afterwards, and then we'll celebrate after your next appointment.
Cool, man. Yeah, looking forward to it.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, cool.
So, all right, what are you guys immediately taking away here?
Even though they did a bunch of stuff wrong, like you didn't make them feel like shit. Like you're like, hey, it's okay. It's your first time. Like you were kind of just like babying them, being nice, and just kind of making them feel like comfortable. Yep,
it's a lot less tips and a lot more mentality. Yeah. Nothing outside of very, very basics. Very, very. Did you follow the manual? Did you cut food? Okay, and not just like you don't want to just go. Okay, by the way, did you follow the manual? All right, nice. And did you cut some food? Okay, cool. And were you enthusiastic? Nice. And okay, you call the office. Like that's just a waste of their time too. Hey, what foods did you cut? What knives did you use to cut the food? Because sometimes they're doing stuff like, oh yeah, I cut the tomato with a paring knife, the small one, right? And I'm like, all right. Because also that's going to completely change the customer's opinion of Cutco too when they're using the wrong knives or things. So like, oh yeah, I used the trimmer on the rope. You know, it's like, all right. So a lot of times it's just the basic stuff. Like they're doing basic stuff wrong. You just got to kind of correct that stuff versus like, oh man, you need to build more value. or you got to create more of a problem, but like that stuff they don't really need to hear right now in the presentations. Calling the office at the right time, and it's the first 2 appointments, first 2 or 3 appointments that they get out of are by far the most important, because that's when you're setting up the mentality. And a lot of it's just more so getting the mentality focused, and you always ask about the next appointment. Do a quick audit of where they're at, because sometimes they're going to be negative before they get the next appointment, and we know that if they're negative before that appointment, it's going to translate right into that appointment. Yeah. So, making sure you want to just really boost their confidence, and also give confidence like, dude, don't even worry about it. You got the first one out of the way. Here's one thing that I would have added to that call, by the way, that I didn't. And it's like, is this? It's like, hey, by the way, man, you already got the first one done and out of the way. Here's the cool thing too. You haven't even had advanced training yet. You've already got 7 recommendations and you're feeling good, dude. Wait till you have advanced training. We're going to teach you on Monday how to take, when you have appointments like that, those no sales and turn them to sales. And then on your next point, when you have a sale, you sell a basic set, a medium set, and advanced training, I'm going to show you how to turn that into a complete set or like a Cutco kitchen. So keep up the good work here, man. You haven't had advanced training yet. Give me a call at the Homemaker set. The next one, we'll set you up from there. So that's the concept of promotion, is it's promoting the next event. And almost every call you have, like when we have bad show to advanced training 1, it's because it wasn't promoted on PDI. It's because like there wasn't almost every single time, the reps almost every single time they talk to someone should hear advanced training 1, advanced training 1, advanced training 1. Right, and that should be like because it's like their hope. It's like, even if I do bad, at least I have advanced training 1. Right, if I have a rep that, and let's just do an example. Let's do one more example. You sold your first Homemaker set. Okay, here's how I'm going to deal with this. So the mentality is, encourage. I don't know what the exact analogy is, but you want to encourage people that are struggling, and you challenge the champions. Okay, so when someone struggles at their first bat, I want to give them confidence. I want to give them belief. If someone goes out there and already doing well, I want to challenge them to think bigger. So let's do the same call. Ready? You just sold the Homemaker set. All right. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, what's up, Matt? How's it going?
Good, Andrew. I'm actually here with my customer.
I hear your coaching call afterwards. So you just got out here for me.
Yeah, I actually just got our first appointment. I actually sold my first Homemaker +8.
Hell yeah, man! You sold your first Homemaker.
Yes.
How you feeling, by the way?
I'm feeling pretty excited, man. I didn't think this was going to be possible.
Yeah, it feels pretty good getting that first one out of the way, right?
Yeah, it feels awesome.
Hey, by the way, first set sale of many. And don't even worry about it, by the way. Like, dude, in advanced training, like, we're gonna get you selling some of the bigger sets too soon. So don't even worry about it.
That wasn't the big set?
Oh no. Yeah, well, the basic set's gonna be good, man. But we're gonna get you selling some of the signature to complete set soon. But nice job getting the first one. Just so you know, by the way, you just made $110 in income in 1 hour. Did you know that?
No, I actually didn't.
Yeah, like how does that feel?
That's more than I ever made in my life.
By the way, guess what? The most exciting part about that is that you just hit your first promotion. So now you do that again, the next appointment, you make $160. Just making 50%.
No way.
Yep.
$50 more.
So talk to me. Let's debrief a little bit more about the appointment here real quickly. How you're feeling after that first one? Do you have a little more confidence now that you get your first appointment out of the way?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for my next appointments now that I got this one.
Okay, awesome. And let's debrief a little bit too. Like, were you following the manual?
Yeah, I was. I pretty much read it, word for word.
Yeah, I mean, assuming you did so, considering you got your first set sale out of the way. So usually, if you're following the manual, like on a scale of 1 to 10, like how on point do you think you were?
Probably a 10. I didn't even look up.
Nice.
I really
cool. Just read off that paper, by the way. It works. So don't change what you're doing. Keep reading off that paper, and you're gonna develop more confidence as you go through it. What kind of foods did you cut on the appointment?
I actually took a pineapple, and I also took a cucumber.
Yeah, and by the way, what happened when you took a pineapple on your appointment?
They were really impressed. They told me that they always buy the pineapple in a little box, but they're going to start buying like full-size pineapples now.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, your first pineapple appointment, first Homemaker sale,
yep.
Not a coincidence. Obviously, you're being pretty enthusiastic. One thing I want to point out, too, is that I didn't get a call from you at the Homemaker set. Did you remember your appointment where it said to call the Homemaker set?
Yeah, I remember we talked about that earlier. I just got so excited that I just wanted to put the sale.
Dude, I know how that feels, and it's very, very easy to forget. Here's the deal, though. You should feel really good about your Homemaker set. The reality is, though, man, if you would have given us a call, we probably could have hooked you up with a deal, a signature complete set, and that could have been your first, larger set. So give me a call at the next one, and let's see if we can turn some of those Homemakers into completes. But you're right on the right track. You're already at $1,000, by the way. You got 2 more. How many more points do you have before the end of the night?
Actually, I only have 1 more.
Okay, here's 10K fast start coaching. This is how you do it. Cool, you got 1 more, and then how many do you have for tomorrow?
I actually have 4.
Cool. If you can sell like a medium or complete set, or even the basics out of the next one, you're going to be at $2,000 before the end of the night. You got 4 or 5 more appointments for tomorrow. So literally by the end of the day tomorrow, if you're at like $4,000 to $5,000 by the end of the day tomorrow, you're gonna be like right on pace for hitting that 10K goal that you had. So keep up the good work. You're right on the right track. Last, probably the most important thing is how many recommendations did you get?
I actually got 11.
Perfect. So you got your first sponsor out of the way and your first sale.
Yeah, I did.
Nice, man. Now, did you do the pass back, or did they just give you 11 right away?
No, I actually just do. I didn't do the pass back. I forgot.
Hey, no big deal, because you got a sponsor. But one thing I would challenge you to do is, like, even though you got 11, you want to do the pass back every time. Because people that buy homemakers know the people that would buy what? Yeah, man. So, like, here's the deal. You might not think it's a big deal, but, like, if I told you, like, hey, that 12th person she was going to put down was going to be another $150, $200 in income for every single person she wrote down, would you have done a couple more?
Yeah, I would have done a lot more.
Well, dude, that's probably what all those people are. So next time when they give you 11, pass it back to them. Even if it's only a couple more, each and every single one of those, they really add up. And chances are you might be able to get your first double sponsor here on the next one if you do it the right way. Cool, man. Well, call me before the next one. Call me at, you know what time to call me? What part of the presentation?
They're in homemaker.
Cool. You don't even need to ask the customers, by the way. Just give me a call. We'll hook you up from there. And I'm excited to light you on fire, man. Give me a call for the next one. All right, sounds good. We'll talk to you later. All right, but that's an example of like, hey, like, all right, what did you guys do from that one?
Yeah.
And it's still encouragement, but I'm not saying like, oh, okay, hey, nice work. Like, no big deal, by the way. Like, we'll get you selling from the ticket one soon. So that way, if they're coming out like, I sold a homemaker, they're like, oh shit, like,
yeah, that way they don't feel like
You're kind of setting the standard.
yeah, like let me put it this way, okay? Julia Ortiz, when she sold $13,000 her first 10 days of the job, Eddie will tell you this. She literally was coming into advanced training like freaking out. Like she thought she was doing that. She sold 13 G's in her first like 24 hours of training, and she was like she did not know how she was doing the job. She was because you got to keep them in a bubble, okay? Because when they're in momentum. Like, here's the deal, and that's the thing. If you can go out and their first 3, 4 appointments out of training are set sales, they don't know anything different. That's why Amy did so well as she did, because she just kept selling every appointment. So by the time she gets to her 15th appointment and she keeps selling sets, like, what does she walk into every appointment think is going to happen? She was like, the first time she had a no sale, she was like confused. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like not even like trying to act confused. Like, literally, like, wait a second, what's going on here? This doesn't make sense. I thought everyone buys a set, you know, because that's the mentality. So you have to like constantly raise that mentality. Hey, think about the next one. Think about the next one. That's the keys to the coaching calls. After and it's kind of a little bit of the same thing for their first couple. Okay, let's say a rep's had 3 or 4 appointments, right, and they're still not quite getting there. By the time a rep's had, here's what you got to be thinking. The first appointment they have a no sale, they're like, that's kind of weird. Like, I'm not really sure about this. Second appointment they have a no sale, they're like, damn, like, I don't know, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Third appointment, they're like, yeah, I don't even know if this is for me. They're already almost on the way out by the third no sale. It takes like a really fortified mindset for someone to have 4 or 5 no sales out of training and still want to do more appointments. Like, just the reality is. Okay, so it's really also important that like sometimes you might be on a sale, closing a deal, and it's going to be a really crappy deal. They're going to get barely any CPO. If they haven't sold anything yet, give them the best deal possible. It might be a terrible order. It might be 150 CPO, but give them some confidence. Like, let them get the sale. Let them sell something, right? Like those appointments with on the Rex, like hop on the phone with the customers and like get them to buy a veg deal or get them to buy something. You know, that way you're giving them some confidence along the way. Because if they have like some sale, they're like, all right, cool. Now you got your first sale out of the way. Now let's get you your first, you know, like $300 plus order, all right? Hey, your first set sale out of the way, right? And you're just constantly paying like, what's the next benchmark for you? What's the next big thing for you? That's the first things, okay? And I think about again, if someone's down in 4 or 5, like you gotta once they're at 4 or 5 no sales, that's when you have to dive in a little bit more with like, what is the problem, right? Are they seeing MAC customers or not? Is it their mentality? Are they just not doing the 4 basics? Or are they just not seeing qualified customers? It's one of those 3 things, by the way. They're not doing the fundamentals. They don't have. They're doing everything. They just are going in the wrong expectations, or they're just not seeing the right customers. They're not seeing that customers. All of which you just have to figure out what's going on, and you have to fix it on the one spot. Because you got to be thinking like, if I don't fix this for this rep, they're not going to even make it to advanced training. Okay, and I'm constantly painting that picture of advanced training 1, advanced training 1. The other element to PDI is just closing the sales. So it's like when they actually call in from the homemaker. And it's asking those questions that we taught them in training today. It's like, cool, well, you know, they as long as they're calling in the right way. Sometimes you have to prep them on calling in the right way. If they call in the wrong time, it's like, all right, cool, man. So like, ask them, do they like Gutco? Hey, do you like Gutco? Yeah, we like it a lot. Like, would they use the knives? Cool. It's like, so they love it. They use the knives. It's just, you know, it's not too many pieces. They just feel like it's a little bit too much for the price or too much for the budget, right? I'm like, yeah, man. Here's what you want to do, by the way, is you want to focus on selling the reps on something. So if I'm going to tell them to show the galley, I'm not going to tell them like, hey, man, well, let's go ahead and show them. I give them a deal on the homemaker. They're still not taking it. Right? I don't like them to go, I'm not going to go, hey, why don't we go ahead and show them the galley set, see if they like that one, and give me a call back. Because they're going to drop down with lower enthusiasm. Right? They're like, oh, here's the galley set. They don't, oh, that's too much too. Okay? I want to like mentally sell them on the fact that the galley set is probably a better set for them. Like, so they like it. I'm like, well, tell me about that, man. Do they have the kids, stuff like that too? Like, how often do they cook? Again, there's just a tight financial situation. I'm like, well, yeah, man. I'm like, well, here's the deal. I mean, like, if they like Cutco, they'd use them, but this one's just a little bit too much. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I almost feel like, do you think it would be a good idea maybe if we just showed them like a couple of smaller options and then a deal more along the lines? I'm like, yeah, probably. And it's like, okay, cool. What I would probably do is I'd show them the galley set next. Dude, the galley set has almost everything comes in the homemaker. The only ones that are losing are like the 2 or 3 tools they wouldn't use that much anyways, like the carving tools and the butcher knife, which how often do you think they cook? Yeah, man. So they're not like going to use it all the time anyways. So, and here's the deal. It's actually like $300 less expensive than the homemaker, and they're only paying, you know, $190 a day. Like it breaks down to, could they afford to take a gas this week if they want to? It's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, then that's probably a better set for them. I mean, what do you think? He's like, yeah, that's probably a better one. I say, all right, well, why don't you just go ahead and show them the galley set, write down the prices, and then just give me a call back afterwards. I'll help you close the deal, okay? Cool, boom. And then, like, we're like, hey, leave me on the line. Another big thing with closing deals is that most times when you hang up, they're not going to call you back. Okay, so unless you're confident the rep calling you back, if you want them to close it, you stay on the line with them and like, hey, why don't you just go ahead and show them the galley set, leave me on the line, and then write down the prices, and we'll go from there. Okay, cool. Show them the galley set, write down the prices. You know, whenever we give you deals, someone calls in from the homemaker, say, hey, it's a little bit too much for the budget. They love it, Andrew, but it's just too much for the budget right now. Cool. Awesome, Matt. Here, role play with me one more time. So you think they like it, but just 1326 is a little bit too much to swing right now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You got your pen and paper in front of you?
Yeah, I actually do.
All right, dude. You ready for what's about to go down?
Yep.
We're about to hook them up. Check this out, okay? You have 1326 in your paper right now, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and cross that out. Okay. And by the way, as I'm saying this, you're going to want to like look on your face should be like, damn, like you're going to be really excited. Okay. So cross 1326 out. I want you to write down 1050. Okay. Now cross that out, by the way, and go ahead and write down 207.
Okay.
And circle 207 real quick. All right. Okay. Check this out. The homemaker plus 8 set is regularly 1326. Okay. We can actually give it to them today for literally $240 off with their friends and family discount. It'd only be, so it'd be 1050 or only 207 today, which is like the half price of like a grocery bill. Do you think that they might be a little bit more excited about that one? Or would that work a little bit better for them?
Is that even legal?
Yeah, dude, it's legal. How crazy is that?
That's insane.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, get fired up. Okay, go ahead and show that customer. Leave me on the line for a second. Just go ahead and show that deal to the customer, and let me know if they want to go ahead and get that. Okay. All right, cool. I'll wait. All right, great, Andrew. You're gonna go ahead and get the homemaker set too. Or by the way, if you do that and trade this discount, you can do the super shares on top of it afterwards if you wanted to. Right? Or you're gonna drop down to some smaller options. But whenever you give them a deal, like the biggest thing about closing deals is selling the rep on it. Because whenever they think, damn, this is a good deal, or like, damn, that's probably a better option for my customer, or like, yeah, you're right, I should probably show them that. Then, because that's what you want to do is like, because if the reps are sold on it, even if they buy, it's like they're not gonna. A lot of times managers try to explain like, all right, go ahead and say all this stuff to the rep, the customer, like handle this objection, say all this stuff, and the rep's like, blah, 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 and they just say it, okay? But they don't say anything like you just said, and then they're not gonna sell anything. The reality is, if the rep doesn't say what you want them to say, but they just are confident about like the deal they're presenting, or they're like excited about it, they're like, oh yeah, you're right, I could probably do this one. All right, cool, let me show them that. They're just gonna do it more enthusiastically. They're gonna do it with more confidence. They're gonna be more excited, and they're also gonna be like cooler if it's their friends and family to be like, no, I think this is a better deal because you're getting X, Y, Z, and Z. Right? Same thing. So a rep selling. Here's how you go from a couple pieces to a set sale. Rep called me at the demo. Matt, boom. You pretend you want to get. Call me from a demo and you're with the customer, like you just called me. You didn't call me the homemaker set.
Butcher knife,
and
petite chef, petite carver.
Okay, butcher knife, petite chef, and petite carver.
Bachelor's party.
Spatula spreader. Okay, cool. All right, ring, ring, ring. All right, I just answered the phone. Miami Spartans, I'm at your hotline. This is Andrew. Who's this?
Hey Andrew, it's Matt. I'm actually here with a customer, and they're super interested in a petite carver, a petite chef, a butcher knife, and a spatula.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and check this out real quickly. So you said a butcher knife, a petite carver, a spatula spreader, and what?
And a petite chef.
A petite chef. Okay, cool, man. Hell yeah, nice job. We're about to get to your first sale here. Okay, so check this out. Can you give me 1 second to go ahead and calculate that? I'm going to see if I can work them out a deal, okay?
Yeah, of course. All
right, check it out. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to our small knife sets, okay? This is what's happening. They're about to spend $400 right now, or more. They're about to spend $500, okay? So even change it maybe. This is kind of like a bad example because those are like big random chef knives. Those are like the bigger knives. But I'm probably going to go to the sets. I'm going to see what set has the majority of the knives that they just mentioned. So you said which ones?
You want me to change it? Since, like...
I mean, you can. I don't know. Let's just say
petite carver, petite chef, and spatula spreader. Those three.
Petite carver, petite chef, and a spatula spreader. Cool. So I'm looking at Cutco.com. Yeah. Say the scissors too. That's a common one.
Yeah,
so you got petite carver, petite chef,
spatula spreader, and scissors.
And scissors. Okay. All right. Let me see what we can do for that real quickly. So I'm gonna hop on here, and let me check this out real quickly. The internet's not loading, and I don't even actually know what comes to the sets. All right, so boom, check it out. All knife set. I'm looking at. All right, cool. It's got a. You said petite carver, petite chef, and spatula spreader, super shears. Cool. This one's got a spatula spreader, a petite chef, 9-inch carver, a paring knife, and a trimmer, and a sharpener. Okay, it's $519 versus like the $400 we're gonna spend. Cool. And by the way, if they only did 3 knives, you could still do this exact same thing. Let's pretend you only wanted the. Let's pretend you didn't even want the super shears. Or let's say you just said carver and a chef knife, and all it has is 2 of them. Okay, and you want the butcher knife with this.
Yep.
Right. All right. Cool. All right, Matt. So go ahead and write this price down. Okay. If they want to get those 3 things today, the 9-inch carver, the petite chef, and the butcher knife, it's going to be. I'm just making the right numbers out. It's going to be about $364. So go ahead and write that down.
All right.
$364 today.
Cool.
Okay. Now here's the deal. They can totally get that, but I'm just doing the math in my head real quickly right now, and they're going to be paying $364 for the butcher knife, the petite chef knife, and the 9-inch carver. The thing is, man, go ahead and look at your starter sets. Go to the all knife set. Okay, check this out. That set actually comes with 2 of the tools they already want, the petite chef and the 9-inch carver. Okay, but they're also going to get our most popular and loved tools from our customers, the paring knife, okay, which they're going to use all the time for the small stuff. The trimmer, they're going to probably use more than both the tools that they already wanted, and the spatula spreader. Plus, they get a striper for your straight edges, and they actually get a tray to store it in. You know, all of that. And by the way, dude, because it's a set, we can just give them the butcher knife for free with it. So here's the deal: they could pay $350 for just those 3 knives, or they could get the all knife set tray today, which is $519 on the 5. Go ahead and write down $519, by the way. Okay, and then on the 5 pay, it's only going to be $123 today. So write that down. Circle that. So literally for less money today, they could get all the tools they already wanted, plus the paring knife, the trimmer, the spatula spreader, the sharpener, and the tray, plus the butcher knife for free with the set. Okay. By the way, which one do you think is going to be a better option for them?
Probably the one with the storage option.
Okay, and they can get whichever one they want, but it's going to be a lot better bang for their buck if they actually get the set. So I would go ahead and show them both options and just see which one they're going to want to go ahead and run with, okay? Okay, cool. And by the way, when I do that, I don't try to say, hey, go ahead and sell one this one. It's going to be much better. I say, hey, go ahead and show both options. Okay, but I'm like, listen, and I'm being like, dude, which one's going to be better? And they're working with their family. They're working with their friends. So they're going to want to get them, like, something that's – yeah, exactly. And a lot of times, by the way, like, too, when reps think about it, they're thinking, oh, I'm being selfish. I'm going to sell more. Like, they're thinking, like, I'm being more pushy to try to sell the sets versus I just sell pieces. It's just easier for the customer, and that's what they want. They don't actually realize that they're kind of giving them a shitty deal. You know, that's kind of that's really what's happening. So a lot of times you just have to be like, look, you got to break it down for them. Like, you can include it in there. And I would have maybe done like a galley set or something like that too. And a lot of times like, hey, they're spending less money today. You know, on the 5 day, they're going to get this, and they're actually going to use this for, 40, 50 years. So they're not going to have to only have 3 knives in their kitchen that are good, right? So I'd go ahead and show them both options and then just see which one they like the best, and I'll show you how to order it. Cool? Cool. And I'd go from there too. But that's a big thing because you'll get a lot of customers that, hey, they're going to order, hey, interim and then presentation, they want this knife and a super shears. Cool. Like one knife and a super shears, cool. Show them the studio set. It comes with that knife. We'll give them the super shears for free. They're spending $200 there. They can spend $400, and they're gonna get all this extra stuff, a block to store it in, a cutting board with it. So you just gotta kind of, again, when you sell the rep, like the key to selling on the demo is to sell the reps on the value of it, and they'll sell the customers. If they're sold, they'll sell the customers on it. Versus a lot of times I think we try to, like, a lot of new managers try to just tell the reps, okay, go ahead and show them this, and like, make sure you do a good job. That's what they're gonna want. They're like, all right, whatever. And they show it to them. They're like, oh, you don't want this either? Okay, They show it like that. It's just, they don't really understand. So that's, I think, those are like the biggest tips. I mean, this was only, I don't even know how long this was, but that's like the quick thoughts on like first weekend coaching. You gotta know you gotta have a calculator and like the Cutco.com, the deals value, so you can price out pieces, know how to like rig around the deals. And then it's just coaching them after their first few appointments, and getting them through like those stages too. The first goal was like, hey, every single representative, you want to give them it's just like the demos on day one of training. Get them their first demo and then get them to 5 demos, okay? The 95% of reps that you'll see stay with us long-term, first promotion, first weekend. They sold $1,000. Did you sell $1,000 first weekend? Did you sell $1,000 first weekend? So you sell $1,000 first weekend? All right, you were in Tallahassee. You sell $1,000 your first weekend? Okay, literally, like, I didn't sell $1,000 my first weekend. I'm like an exception. There's very, very few people that are in our entire company that didn't sell $1,000 their first weekend. Because the reality is, those people that stay around, they have confidence. So it's, hey, get them their first sale first, even no matter what it is, and then get them to their first promotion as fast as possible. If you, in terms of rep retention, long term, if you get them to $1,000 in advanced training, they're gonna stick around. Okay, if you can get them to advanced training with a sale and the advanced training manager is crushing it, they're probably going to stick around. Okay, if they go 6 or 7 no sales, not sticking around. So it's all about benchmarks. It's like, all right, this person hasn't. And by the way, like, say training launches Friday, Saturday we're trying to get with their first sale. By Sunday night, I even like have Adrian. I'm like, give me a list of everyone in training. What are they at sales? Who's at the first promotion? Who's at 3K right now? Go for a 10K fast start. We're targeting those people to that. Who is like on the cusp of $500, $800, and we need to really focus on PDI tonight to get to the first promotion. And then who hasn't got the first sale yet? And we need to like talk to those people to get the first sale. So that's how you do like an audit of like who's in training, who do I need to talk to, and what I need to make sure we get them to when you're doing that too. If you do those things, I mean, you retain the reps to advanced training 1, you help them get their first sales, coach them off the no sales. I mean, that's how you recruit a good training class. And if you can just get them to AT1, whatever they sold their first weekend, they usually sell again their second week. Sell $1,000 the first weekend, $2,000 the first week. Sell $2,000 first week. That means they're probably gonna sell at least $4,000, $5,000 in the career. So that's, I don't know. That's all. I'm just going off. Any quick takeaways or light bulbs in this?
Just like selling the rep on like the deals and stuff. Just because like there's been times where I felt that like we were kind of like trying to like push it a little bit, and then like once like they like break it down for me and I really understand it, it's like, oh yeah, this is a much better deal. So you kind of like are more enthusiastic about it because you're like, hey, like you're gonna get a better use out of this. It's gonna be much better for you. So just like the enthusiasm part of it. Plus then if you're just telling the customer like, hey, yeah, like, you can try this, but you're not really enthusiastic because you don't understand.
They also aren't going to want to call us managers, right? They don't want to call a manager. They don't want to call us when they feel like they call us and like we're just going to pressure them to push our customers that don't want to buy something. Because that's what they feel. They call us like our customers don't want to buy. They call us and like, all right, sell. Versus just being like, hey, like here's what I would do if I were you, man, if you want to help them out. Because they're selling to friends and family a lot of times. So that's when they start feeling weird. It's like I don't want to call because I don't want to be pressured to like force a sale and they don't want to get something or it's not going to be a good deal. So it's just like really showing the rep how like look, like not being pushy about it, just like kind of help them walk through the mentality, and then they can show it to the customers themselves, and they'll probably do a lot better job selling it.
Jonathan does that, like he like kind of like tells me and he's talking to me like, okay, this is why, and then I'm like, makes sense, and then I'm like, okay, hey, listen, like this is much better.
100%.
Being like understanding.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're really like cool. I completely understand where you're coming from. But like you're just agreeing with them first and kind of like catering to them.
And by the way, that's handling objections 101. So, and that's what I talked to you about.
All the time.
When you're coaching sales reps, handling objections. When you're booking your appointments, handling objections. When you're selling, it's handling objections. When you're in an interview and you're on a training, like someone says something in training, guess what I'm doing? I'm handling objections. It's always agree. What's his name just called? Kevin, right? I was handling objections for 30 minutes. That's literally what I was doing. Every single day, hey man, yeah dude, I hear you. Yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, dude, if I was in your shoes, I'd probably feel the same way. I know, man. I agree. Like, you're right. Like, this is what I'm telling me. It's like, oh, but dude, you know, people, it's just too expensive for them. Like, yeah, you're showing grandma. I'm like, you're right, bro. It is too expensive for them. Why does grandma, 70 years old, really need it? Like, it's just, he's like, this, you know, this isn't something people need. It's just something they want. I'm like, you're damn right. I'm like, I don't think your grandma doesn't need this. She's 70 years old. What's she really going to use out of this? I'm like, they don't cook. Like, they don't really need it. It's not a necessity. I'm like, but there are people out there that do need it. Married, middle-aged, homeowners, okay? Those are people, like, dude, it's a need. So you got to show to people that, like, need the stuff, not that it's just a want. It's like, but it's like, handle it, and then literally, my same call with Kevin, all that was a giant handle objection. It's agreed, make someone feel understood, because until they feel understood, it doesn't matter what you're going to share with them. Okay, until feel someone understood, whatever you say is going, like, by the way, just an example of, like, Eddie's coaching call. If you just instantly try to throw them with stuff, okay, it's like, it doesn't matter what great tips or logic or, hey, you haven't even done. If they don't feel understood, they're not going to listen. It's going to go in one ear and out the other. So make them understood. Then you handle objection, present the logic, whatever great objection handling you have. And then the last step, by the way, is not just, okay, cool, handle objection. So how you feeling? It's like, hey, so could you at least, like, dude, what do you have going on tomorrow? Could you at least give yourself a shot? Could you at least try the demo? All right, cool, man. Let's just do that. Give me a call before your first appointment. You know, like, that's what it was. It's handling objection. And then the last step to handle objection is to close and ask again. Don't just handle it like leave it lingered and be like, all right, so, like, you know, what do you want to do? No, it's like, hey, so could you at least try the next appointment? Right? Handle objection, do the complete cycle. It's like, so is that something you want to try today? Is that something you want to go ahead and do? Can you at least give yourself a shot? You know, and by the way, this is like, these aren't tactics. These are just good communication skills. You know, this is like the same way, like, if people do this in politics, the reason people argue back and forth is because they don't feel understood. And so it doesn't matter. They just go back and forth all day because there's no mutual understanding. People come to conversation, they're like, they can hear where the other person's coming from, and then they can present their side, you know, and then the last part is you always ask and close again, because there's good, like, it's direction, it's real leadership, right? Like, bad leadership is just kind of like, all right, cool, so, like, you know, what do you want to do now? Versus, like, taking some leadership and leading, like, hey, so are you cool with moving forward in this direction? You want to, like, let's create some action out of the conversation. And all these things, like, if you get good at that handling objection cycle, will help with, like, pretty much everything moving forward. So your sales, your demos, your coaching, your training, your communication with, like, significant others, like, everything. So, yeah. All right. Hopefully this helps. I'm going to stop this recording.